Hey, Zeke here from Z&N Creative, and I'm going to walk us through how to make these black and gold Christmas ornaments. And this right here happens to be a ornament that we did for a CHP California Highway Patrol office. However, we were able to customize these to include officer badge numbers, office number. We even did a design, and I've got it right here. Um, right here, if you can see it, that includes the title of the officer, not only the badge, but the title. And I can show you this. It's really cool. This one in particular, as you can tell, the material is real thin. And what we ended up doing is we got the full sheet of the black and gold plastic and applied it on top of a black acrylic. It was about an 1/8 inch acrylic, which is super cool because instead of just having this really thin decal type thing, it gave it some depth, and it was some thickness to where it was a really nice ornament and not just a really thin piece of material like this one. Here's sort of what it looks like. We have the same design in a wooden design. Essentially it's the same design just with a different type of material, but it comes super clean. This is one of my favorite items to make, and the reason is because of how clean this black and gold material, this plastic engraves. And I'll zoom in a little bit, and it has some imperfection in this one, but as you can see, the detail and the clarity on it is phenomenal. We took the same concept and we made it into a decal. As you can see here, that's the same one I showed you earlier. Um, and this can be applied onto a cooler or even placed on a laptop, on a phone case, or even a tumbler. Um, Real cool concept. We even did something that was very similar to this, but we made it into little nameplates that people can grab these to label their items. Very similar to this, but it would just have, it's a lot simpler and just has the name and the badge number of the officer. Where we got the material is from Trotec, and here's the item that we happen to use. Is the laser bolt plastic, European gold and black, 16th inch. That's what we were using. So we're gonna head over to Lightburn and take a look at what the design file looks like, and then when we send that over to the laser, how that engraves over on the laser. So here we are in Lightburn. I'm gonna move my thing over here. Here we are in Lightburn, and here's our design. We have the 535. This is editable, so we can change this to be customized to any officer number or office that is asking us to make one for them. Um, Took us a while to get this design, and we have the cut file, which is the red one, which is going to cut the contoured shape of the engraving. Got this fill that's going to engrave this, and the settings are very interesting. It is at 300 speed and 20 power. With this black and gold, this plastic is going to have a high speed and a very low power. What it ends up doing is it's a very thin plastic on top of it and engraves off the gold and exposes the black underneath. So you want to have a very low power, fast speed, because this design is very detailed. You can tell this is very small, but I mean the detail in that is significant. There's a lot of detail there. So we do have a high LPI, so lines per inch. This is very similar to the DPI when you're doing it in photography. It's how close the lines, the pixels that the laser is shooting at is going to come at. Um, and of course, the last thing we've got here is the air assist. What I found, and it took us a while to figure out the right settings for this material. We ended up getting a lot of residue on it, and what we found is that we wanted to have no air assist or very minimal air assist in order for it to engrave cleanly and not leave a white residue on the black area. So once we get this, we of course will send it over to our laser, and when we get over to our laser, here's what it looks like when it is engraving. You see that, there we go. It is engraving the office number and the end result. And I want to go back one more time right here to this engraving. And they see, first you see that the speed is phenomenal, but the detail that is being done on this is pretty let me pause it right there, is pretty detailed. I mean, this detail right here um, can only be done really with a laser, and it is incredible on the speed that we're able to get it with the Mira 7. One of these ornaments takes us about 8 minutes to engrave and cut. A couple minutes just to add a ribbon to it and package it up. Not too long to complete in overall. However, before we had the Mira 7 and we were on our previous laser, this same design would have taken us about 35 minutes. So with the Mira 7 that we currently have, we were able to cut down our processing time or our engraving and cutting time down to by a third, which is phenomenal. And I'm going to rewind this one more time so we could take a look at what this looks like when it is engraving, and check that out. You have that gold on top and the black on the bottom, and as it engraves, it will remove or engrave off the top layer of that reflective gold, um, revealing the bottom layer of the black. And again, because this stuff is pretty thin, we put it on top of so we get it with the 3M tape on the back, and we will then get the whole sheet of the black and gold plastic and apply it on top of a black acrylic that's about an 1/8 inch thick. So then whenever you get an ornament, it is a pretty thick ornament that's gonna look good and feel high quality. Officers love this ornament. Really, we've actually got quite a few designs. We've got all of the local law enforcement and first responders that we have, and this is a great gift that you can give to your first responders that they really enjoy, and have it personalized just to them. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video, a quick walkthrough on how we set up our design file, how we set up on the laser. Just remember, the biggest thing on this is a fast speed, a low power, and very minimal, if any, air assist. And depending on the design, you can play with the LPI. This one has a lot of fine detail, and I find that with a lot of the badges and a lot of the law enforcement badges, it is a lot of very small detail, and that LPI, that high LPI really does help get that detail in there, which makes it very clean and a very good gift to give to any first responder. Well, hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you on the next one.